Welcome to my channel, dear English learner. A story can teach you more than just words. It can teach you feelings, choices, and the meaning of life. Today, you will learn English through a beautiful story about two powerful things: love and money. A young man gets a chance to become rich, but he must make a choice that can change his whole life. While listening to this story, you will learn new English words, simple sentences, and natural expressions without feeling bored. Stay until the end, because the final lesson will give you a life message that you will never forget. Lesson 1. A simple life, a big dream. Daniel lived in a small town with his family. His life was simple, but his heart was full of dreams. Every morning, he woke up early and helped his father in a small shop. After finishing his work, he spent time learning new skills and reading books. He believed that a person could change life with hard work, patience, and a positive mind. Daniel was not a rich person. He did not have expensive clothes, a big house, or a luxury car. But he had something special. He had a kind heart and a strong desire to build a better future. He respected everyone around him. People in his town liked him because he always helped others when they needed support. In the same town, there was a young woman named Emma. She was a simple and caring person. She worked as a teacher in a small school. Emma loved teaching children because she believed knowledge could make the world better. She did not care about expensive things. For her, happiness came from good relationships, kindness, and peace. Daniel and Emma were good friends. They often talked about their dreams and future plans. Daniel wanted to create a successful business one day. He wanted to support his family and give them a comfortable life. Emma wanted to continue helping people through education. One evening, Daniel and Emma sat near a beautiful lake outside the town. The sky was calm, and the sound of water made the moment peaceful. They talked about life and the things that truly matter. Daniel said, "I want to become successful because I want to give my family a better life." Emma smiled and replied, "Success is important, but we should never forget the people who stay with us during difficult times." Daniel listened carefully. He respected Emma's thoughts, but deep inside, he still dreamed about becoming very rich. He believed money could solve many problems. He wanted to remove every difficulty from his family's life. Days passed, and Daniel continued working hard. He learned new things every day. He improved his skills and searched for better opportunities. He knew that dreams needed action. Without effort, dreams would only stay as dreams. One day, an important person from a big city visited Daniel's town. This person was a successful businessman. He noticed Daniel's hard work and dedication. He saw something special in him. After talking with Daniel, the businessman became interested in his abilities. Before leaving the town, the businessman gave Daniel his contact information. He told him that there might be a great opportunity waiting for him in the city. Daniel felt excited. This was the kind of chance he had always wanted. A new path was opening in front of him. He started thinking about a bigger future, a successful career, and a life full of comfort. But he did not know that this opportunity would bring a difficult choice into his life. A choice between his biggest dream and the person who truly understood his heart. Sometimes, life gives people exactly what they ask for, but the real challenge is knowing what is truly valuable. Daniel was about to learn an important lesson about success, happiness, and the difference between having more money and having a meaningful life. Lesson 2. The offer that changed everything. A few days passed after Daniel met the businessman. Daniel kept thinking about the opportunity in the city. He knew this could be a turning point in his life. He wanted to learn more, grow his skills, and build a better future for his family. One morning, Daniel received a phone call. It was the businessman from the city. He offered Daniel a job in his company. The position was better than anything Daniel had imagined. The salary was much higher than his current income, and the company promised many chances to grow. Daniel felt excited when he heard the news. He looked at his small room and thought about all the struggles his family faced. He remembered the days when his parents worked hard but still had many problems. He thought about buying a bigger house for them and giving them a comfortable life. The offer looked like a dream coming true. But there was one problem. The job was in a city far away from his hometown. Daniel would have to leave his family, his friends, and Emma. That evening, Daniel met Emma near the lake where they often shared their thoughts. He wanted to tell her about the job, but he was nervous. He knew this decision was not only about work, it was about his whole life. Finally, Daniel said, "I received a job offer from a big company in the city. It is a great chance for my future." Emma looked happy for him. She knew Daniel worked hard for this kind of opportunity. She smiled and said, "I'm happy that your hard work is bringing good results." Daniel became quiet. He looked at the water and said, "But the job is far away. I will have to leave this town." Emma understood his feelings. She knew this was a difficult moment for both of them. She did not want to stop Daniel from following his dream. She wanted him to be successful and happy. She said, "Sometimes life gives us difficult choices. We need to think carefully before making a decision." Daniel spent many hours thinking about his future. He wanted success, but he also wanted to keep the important people in his life. His mind was full of questions. Could he find happiness in a new city? Could money make him feel complete? Could he keep his relationships strong from far away? The next day, Daniel talked with his parents. His father told him a good opportunity should not be wasted, but always remember your values and the people who support you. These words stayed in Daniel's mind. After many thoughts, Daniel decided to accept the job. He believed this was the right step for his future. He promised Emma that distance would not change their connection. He promised himself that he would never forget where he came from. The day of his departure arrived. The whole town came to say goodbye. Daniel felt happy and sad at the same time. He was leaving with hope in his heart, but he was also leaving behind the simple life he loved. As the bus moved away from the town, Daniel looked through the window. He saw his old home, his family, and Emma standing there. He did not know what the future would bring. He only knew that his life was about to change forever. A new city, a new job, and a new world were waiting for him. But every new beginning also brings new challenges. Lesson 3. A rich life but an empty heart. Daniel arrived in the big city with many dreams in his eyes. Everything looked different from his small town. The tall buildings, busy roads, and endless lights made him feel excited. He believed this was the beginning of a new life. On his first day at the company, Daniel was surprised by everything around him. The office was large and modern. Many people were working with confidence and energy. His manager welcomed him and explained his new responsibilities. Daniel worked hard from the first day. He arrived early, learned quickly, and always tried his best. His dedication impressed many people in the company. After a few months, he became one of the most trusted workers there. His salary increased, and his lifestyle started changing. He bought new clothes, a better phone, and many things he could not afford before. He moved into a beautiful apartment in the city. When he looked around his new home, he felt proud. He remembered his old life and smiled. He thought about his parents and how happy they would be to see his success. Daniel started sending money to his family. His parents were thankful because their life became easier. They could pay their bills and enjoy more comfort. Daniel felt happy because he was finally able to help them. But slowly, something started changing. The city was full of people, but Daniel often felt alone. His days became very busy. He woke up early, went to work, attended meetings, and returned home late at night. He had money, but he had less time for the people he loved. At first, Daniel did not notice this change. He was focused on becoming more successful. He believed that more money would bring more happiness. Every week, he planned new goals. He wanted a bigger apartment, a better position, and more success. His dreams kept growing, but his peaceful moments became fewer. One evening, Daniel was sitting alone in his apartment. He looked at his expensive furniture and beautiful view of the city. Everything looked perfect, but his heart felt heavy. He picked up his phone and saw old pictures from his hometown. He saw his family, his friends, and Emma. Those simple moments brought a smile to his face. He missed the small conversations, the peaceful evenings, and the people who cared about him. Daniel called his parents more often, but his busy schedule made it difficult. Sometimes he wanted to talk for hours, but he only had a few minutes. One day, Emma sent him a message asking how he was doing. Daniel looked at the message for a long time before replying. He wanted to say that everything was perfect. He had the job, the money, and the success he always wanted. But deep inside, he knew something was missing. He replied, "I'm doing well, but life is very busy here. I miss the simple days." Emma answered, "Sometimes a simple life can give us the happiness that money cannot buy." Daniel read those words many times. For the first time, he started questioning his choices. He began to understand that success was not only about earning more money, it was also about having peace, love, and meaningful connections. But Daniel still had a lot to learn. His journey was not finished. A message from the past was about to remind him of the person he used to be and the things he almost forgot. Lesson 4. The letter that opened his eyes. Months passed, and Daniel continued his busy life in the city. He was becoming more successful every day. His company trusted him with bigger projects, and many people respected his hard work. From the outside, his life looked perfect, but inside, Daniel still felt something was missing. One evening, when Daniel returned home from work, he found a small envelope near his door. It was a letter from Emma. He was surprised because they usually talked through messages. He carefully opened the letter and started reading. The letter was simple, but every word touched his heart. Emma wrote about their old days in the town. She remembered the peaceful evenings near the lake, their conversations about dreams, and the moments when they laughed together. She wrote that she was happy to see Daniel becoming successful. She was not asking him to leave his dreams. She only wanted him to remember one important thing. She wrote, "Success is beautiful when you can share it with the people you love. Money can make life comfortable, but it cannot replace care, trust, and happiness." Daniel stopped reading for a moment. Those words made him think deeply. He looked around his apartment. Everything was expensive and beautiful, but the room was silent. There was no one to share his happiness with. He remembered the small house where he grew up. It was not big, but it was full of love. His family always sat together, shared stories, and enjoyed simple moments. Daniel realized that he had been running after a better life, but he had forgotten some of the best parts of his old life. The next morning, Daniel went to work, but his mind was different. He looked at his office, his computer, and his busy schedule. He started asking himself new questions. Was he working to create a happy life, or was he only working to collect more money? Was he becoming successful, or was he losing the things that truly mattered? For the first time, Daniel understood that money was not the enemy. Money was useful. It could help families solve problems and create opportunities. But money alone could not bring true happiness. That evening, Daniel called his parents. He talked with them for a long time. He listened to their stories and shared his own feelings. His parents were happy because they could feel the change in his voice. Daniel also called Emma. He thanked her for the letter. He told her that her words helped him see life in a different way. Emma smiled and said, "Sometimes we need a small reminder to see the big things in life." Daniel felt peaceful after that conversation. He knew he still wanted success, but he wanted a different kind of success. He wanted a life where he could grow professionally and also stay close to the people who mattered. The letter did not change his bank account. It did not change his job. But it changed his way of thinking. Daniel learned that the richest person is not always the person who has the most money. Sometimes, the richest person is the one who has love, peace, and people who truly care. But one important question was still waiting for him. Could he find a way to balance his dreams with the people he loved? The answer was waiting for him back in his hometown. Lesson 5. The Journey Back Home. After reading Emma's letter, Daniel started seeing life differently. He continued working hard, but his thoughts had changed. He no longer wanted success only for money. He wanted success that could bring happiness to his life and the people around him. One morning, Daniel made a decision. He decided to visit his hometown after a long time. He wanted to see his family, meet old friends, and talk with Emma face to face. When Daniel sat on the bus, he looked outside the window. The tall buildings slowly disappeared, and the quiet roads of the countryside appeared. The journey brought back many memories. He remembered his childhood days. He remembered walking through the small streets, helping his father, and spending peaceful evenings near the lake. Those moments were simple, but they were full of happiness. After many hours, Daniel finally reached his hometown. Everything looked familiar, but some things had changed. New houses were built, some old shops were gone, and some people had moved to new places. But the feeling of the town was still the same. Daniel walked through the streets with a smile. Many people recognized him and welcomed him warmly. They were happy to see that he had achieved success, but they were even happier because he had returned with the same kindness. When Daniel reached his family's house, his parents became emotional. They hugged him and welcomed him with happiness. They did not care about his expensive clothes or his success in the city. They were simply happy to have their son home. That evening, the family sat together and shared a meal. Daniel enjoyed every moment. He realized that this simple dinner gave him a feeling that money could never provide. The next day, Daniel visited the lake where he and Emma used to talk about their dreams. He stood there quietly and remembered all their conversations. After a few minutes, he saw Emma walking toward him. Both of them smiled. They had many things to say, but for a moment they stayed quiet. Sometimes feelings are stronger than words. Daniel thanked Emma for her letter. He told her how much it changed his thinking. He said, "I thought money would give me everything I wanted, but now I understand that life is not complete without the people who care about us." Emma smiled and replied, "A person can have many things, but true happiness comes when the heart feels peaceful." Daniel felt relieved. He realized that he had not lost his dream. He had only learned a better way to follow it. They talked about the future and the changes in their lives. They shared their experiences and understood each other better than before. Daniel also shared his plans. He wanted to continue his career, but he wanted to spend more time with his family and the people he loved. He wanted a balanced life. That day, Daniel learned an important lesson. A successful life is not only about reaching a higher position or earning more money. It is also about keeping love, respect, and happiness alive. However, Daniel knew that life would still bring challenges. A person must make choices every day. The next choice would decide the direction of his future. Lesson 6. Love or money? The final choice. After returning to his hometown, Daniel felt a new kind of peace in his heart. He still wanted to grow and become successful, but now he understood that success had a deeper meaning. It was not only about having more money, it was about building a life where happiness and relationships could grow together. For many days, Daniel spent time with his family and Emma. He enjoyed simple moments that he had missed in the city. He helped his father in the shop, talked with his mother, and walked around the town where he had grown up. These small moments made him realize something important. A happy life is created by many small things. A kind word, a family conversation, and a person who truly cares can bring more joy than expensive things. One evening, Daniel received a call from his company. His manager wanted him to return to the city and offered him an even bigger position. It was a great opportunity. The new position would bring more money, more respect, and more success. Daniel listened carefully. A few months ago, he would have accepted the offer immediately. He would have only thought about the salary and the new title. But now, he looked at the situation differently. He had a difficult choice again. The city could give him a successful career, but it could also take him away from the people he loved. Staying in his hometown could give him more time with his family and Emma, but he worried about losing a great career opportunity. Daniel spent the whole night thinking about his decision. He walked near the lake and remembered his old dreams. He remembered the young man who wanted to become successful. He also remembered the lessons he learned during his journey. He understood that the problem was not money. Money was important. It helped people live better lives. It helped families and created opportunities. The real problem was forgetting the things that made life meaningful. The next morning, Daniel talked with his parents. He asked for their advice. His father said, "A good decision is not only about choosing what gives you more, it is about choosing what makes you a better person." These words gave Daniel confidence. Later, Daniel met Emma. They talked honestly about their future. Emma told him that she wanted him to follow his dreams. She did not want him to give up his goals because of her. Daniel smiled because he finally understood the true meaning of love. Real love does not stop someone from growing. It supports, respects, and encourages. After thinking carefully, Daniel made his decision. He accepted the new position, but he changed the way he lived. He created more time for his family. He visited his hometown regularly. He stayed connected with the people who mattered. Daniel learned that life is not about choosing only love or only money. A person needs balance. Money can support life, but love gives life meaning. The choice was not between being rich and being happy. The real choice was between chasing everything and forgetting yourself or building a life that feels complete. Daniel finally understood the greatest truth. The richest life is not the one with the most things. It is the one with the most valuable moments. His journey had taught him a lesson that he would never forget. Lesson 7. The greatest treasure in life. Years passed, and Daniel's life changed in a beautiful way. He continued working hard and became successful in his career. He achieved many goals that he once dreamed about. His company grew, and many people respected him for his honesty and dedication. But the biggest change was not in his bank account. The biggest change was inside his heart. Daniel learned how to enjoy success without losing the important parts of life. He spent time with his family, supported his parents, and always stayed connected with the people who cared about him. He also helped others who wanted to improve their lives. He shared his knowledge and gave opportunities to young people who had big dreams but limited resources. People often ask Daniel, "What is the secret behind your success?" Daniel always gave the same answer. He said, "Success is not only about what you have, it is about who you become and how you treat people." Many years ago, Daniel thought money was the answer to every problem. He believed that a bigger house, a better job, and more wealth would bring complete happiness. But life taught him something different. Money can buy comfort, but it cannot buy true friendship. Money can buy a beautiful home, but it cannot create a loving family. Money can make life easier, but it cannot replace peace in the heart. Daniel was thankful for the lessons he learned. He was thankful for the difficult choices because they helped him understand the real meaning of success. One evening, Daniel and Emma sat near the same lake where they used to share their dreams. The place looked almost the same, but they were different people now. They talked about their journey and smiled. They remembered the days when they were young and searching for answers about life. Daniel said, "I spent many years trying to find happiness. I thought happiness was waiting for me after I became rich, but I found it when I learned to value the people and moments around me." Emma smiled and said, "The most valuable things in life are often the things we cannot buy." Daniel looked at the calm water and felt grateful. He finally understood that life was not a race to collect more things. Life was a journey to create meaningful memories and become a better person. This story teaches us a simple lesson. Money is important, and everyone needs it. It helps us achieve goals and solve problems, but money should be a tool, not the purpose of life. Real wealth comes from kindness, love, respect, and inner peace. Every person has dreams. Some dreams are about success, some are about family, and some are about helping others. The best life is the one where we can follow our dreams while keeping our values alive. Thank you for listening to this story and learning English with us. Stories can make English easier because they connect words with emotions and real situations. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video, subscribe to Real English Fluency, and share it with someone who wants to improve their English. Comment below, what is more valuable in life for you, love, money, or a balance of both? Write your answer in simple English. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep moving forward. Every new word you learn brings you one step closer to speaking English with confidence.